Welcome back. If you just joined us, this is The Press. We're reaching you live from KAFTAN's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Now, we'll swiftly move to analyzing the stories that we read out to you earlier. Our guest on the show this morning is Habib Gajo. He is a public affairs analyst and BDC expert. Great to have you on the show today, man. Sir.
Thank you for having me.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for coming for the program.
Thank you.
All right. So our phone lines are open. You can call in to make your contributions or ask your questions. Quite a number of stories, but then let's see how we can manage the next 30 minutes. And we'll start with the story that is almost in everybody's lips, aside being on all the national dailies this morning. Tragedy at Senate as Kaduna ministerial nominee slumps while being grilled by senators. And then you also have on the flip side, journalist collapse in National Assembly and dies. But yet, 3 nominees confirmed. So we started talking about the fact that how do you have staffs of National Assembly and no one had the training to give first aid treatment immediately to help resuscitate the person who was already collapsed. And then though we don't understand what could have happened, but then the first instance it should be who would have given him first aid treatment to resuscitate him. But then you heard the Senate president calling for water and calling for sugar and then asking people to please leave around there so that he can breathe. So in your thoughts, what exactly do you think that would have happened there? But even though they were later screened and then accepted, and then on the flip side, you still have every organization you want to get into, you will be asked to submit your medical fitness. But even some people will not decide to go and bring anything. So how? Let's start by getting your thoughts on this first.
Well, first of all, good morning, Nigerians, and happy Teachers' Day. Our teachers
How
are
did we skip that?
Yes, our teachers are.
Oh dear God! And I thought about it all day.
Then when
when
our parents took us to school, they will say, "This is your father." Our teachers is our father. So, happy Teachers' Day.
Happy Teachers' Day, coming from all of us at KAFTAN Television.
Yes. To the issue of the ministerial appointee, during the screening collapse, only God knows what happened because it has not revealed to us. But you see, in Nigeria, we have to follow some certain standards. Like you rightly mentioned, medical certificate or
medical fitness.
Medical fitness. You see, in advanced countries, medical is number one that you submit. Nobody cares your academic, where you went, are you fit?
And most times it's not even to punish, but to make sure that the person is fit.
Yes, physically, mentally, and otherwise. I remember when Trump contested, they were saying he's 71 at that time, 71, 72. He was tested and the doctors, American institutions are very, they now said, in fact, he was one of the most healthiest candidate that America has ever produced at that time. You understand? Adolf Hitler. Nobody knew that Adolf Hitler has a mental health. And he started by bringing Nazi ideology, by invading Poland and so on, and flogged the whole world into a world war. And they now realize that this man is mentally
not fit,
apart from being a narcissist.
You understand? So medical is very, very important. Now, a person that you saddle with a huge responsibility of a ministry, you understand, to administer a ministry, and that man cannot stand for 1 hour without collapsing. That man is not fit to be a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But the Senate still went ahead and confirmed him unconscious.
Well, okay, let me sorry I have to borrow him, but let me just borrow Mercy's word. Probably it was anxiety at the point, because if you remember also the suspended EFCC boss also had same, and then people started saying, oh, it was just witchcraft, it was voodoo, because at some point when he was talking he collapsed. So probably it was not, it might not be an underlying health issue.
Yeah, you see, the EFCC only is very clear that he was exhausted. You understand? He has not had sleep for like 1 week. He was traveling, he was having meetings, conferences, media chat, and so on. You understand? All what they need to do with that EFCC chairman at that time to give him a 1 hour or 2 hour rest, but they couldn't. You understand? Now, this man, Balarabe Lawal, the nominee, is a retired civil servant or public servant.
Yeah, he was the former
at the age of 60, he's 65. He retired 5 years ago. You understand? Now, at the age of 65, tell me what type of stress a retiree will have, or which type of anxiety that a retiree will have that will collapse him or made him slump. Is it to prepare his CV, or to
probably
to arrange himself, or to lobby the Senate that are saying bring sugar and water?
Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, beautiful morning to you, Annabel. Babajide, good morning. Honorable Gajo, good morning.
Good morning to you.
SMD.
SMD from Lagos, go ahead.
As usual, my sincere appreciation to KAFTAN for giving us this ample opportunity to say our minds regarding the nation issues. And also, let me use this opportunity to congratulate Honorable Gajo for having an additional member of the family.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. There is something you made mention, Annabel, in one of the headlines, which there is an issue, and I think the governor of Niger State was arguing the federal government cannot, or LLC cannot dictate to them what
35,000.
I don't know, which paper is that? Is it the Orji newspaper?
I think it should be on the Nation's, Vanguard newspaper. The front page.
And then also, Messi made mention something, which it resonates with me, honestly speaking. Lack of synergy and the communication between the government, both the federal government and the state government. You can see there is a big gap, which we are always advocating on how to bridge that gap of communication. This is why initially, when we have coordinating Minister of Economy, coordinating Minister of Health, I recommend that there should be coordinating Minister of Information and National Orientation. Because you will agree with me, apart from the governors, all the NDA has their press secretary. That's number one. Also, the executive governors have their own press secretary. Why should the federal government will wait for an information until to send it to the governors forum? After when we know the governors forum and we know what they can do, we know how they mitigate the issues of development when it comes to development. So I recommend, and I also advocate that information minister should be also coordinating information minister. Remember, I always mention, we have NTA, which is a National Television Authority, we have BOA, Voice of Nigeria, we have News Agency of Nigeria, we have Voice of Nigeria, and then we have National Orientation Agency. These are the government agencies who are to advocate government policy. Are they doing that? Apart from NTA, who is doing that? Who is founding them? You understand? So that is why we need that coordinated Minister of Information, so that we bridge that gap of information between the government and the public, between the federal government and the government, and the governors. I think that would be nice. And then secondly, I recommend the National Assembly should also have experts, be it either one doctor, one matron, so that they should be permanent members in that National Assembly, not even members to represent constituency. No, members as a professional to take care of a situation of that nature, so that we know that, okay, I'm a doctor, I'm a member of the House of Representatives, I can handle a situation of that nature. So I recommend through the Association of Medical Doctors, through the National Association of Nigeria. I mean, that is nothing association. They should have one personnel, at least one matron, one doctor in the National Assembly and the Senate in case of emergency of this nature. Remember, today is a teacher's day, and we have two issues which we read in one of the headlines, that is crisis rooms in universities over mass exodus lecturers. How do we do that? How can we handle that situation? Thank you very much. I remain SMD from Lagos, and I will
Thank you so much, SMD from Lagos. Always glad to hear from you. Hello, Elder Zion.
Good morning, Zion.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, we can hear your TV set.
Yeah, you hearing me now?
Loud and clear. Good morning, sir.
Okay, thank you. Greetings to our analyst. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Elder.
Go ahead. Oh, I think we lost him. Okay, so please land on your thought before we get to the next
Yeah,
one.
so you see, like the SMB said, we need to have a doctor but the question is, Dr. Apabio was calling for Dr. Wale. So, what? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. If the National Assembly, as an institution of government, who make our laws, don't have a medical team or a medical expert or a medical, even a consultant in the National Assembly, then where are we, the citizens of Nigeria?
Because truthfully, it could have been anybody.
Because if today our hospitals are closed because doctors are on strike, they were dragging for their salaries and allowance, and we see the exodus of the doctors.
We've even seen exodus of lecturers.
And these people are all intellectuals, are the one that taught us. You understand? So we now have a brain drain in all the sectors.
Oh, wow.
That is why we are recycling retired people as senators, as governors,
as
ministers, as presidents. If you look at that chamber, those who are sleeping are higher or much than those who are active in the National Assembly, in the Senate.
Looks like Mr. Gajo came to break tables.
Yes.
Came to chatter tables, so let's take these tables to partake.
You understand? So the whole issue, and he even added bring water, bring sugar. So it means that he is not even knowledgeable about first aid. So there is no even first aid or anybody that has a knowledge or
that first aid.
And you have people crawling around them. When he needed air.
And this is what we have been taught from primary school
most definitely
to secondary school. You understand? But we can see. So these are the National Assembly is a failure, or I will put them as a failed lawmakers, because they cannot. In fact, even since they resume, what have they done? Screening, nomination, confirmation, nomination, confirmation. Up till today, they did not make any one law to we, the citizens that elected them, that they are representing us there.
It's quite sad. Let's take another story.
Okay, that's left us be quiet, and we do hope they're watching and they fix that ASAP. Now let's take you to the Chief Justice of Nigeria, where he said the public opinion does not determine court decisions. And of course, we know that the Constitution has to be put in place. I'd like to get your opinion, I mean, coming from the public. What do you think about this?
If he said the public opinions
doesn't supersede the Constitution.
Doesn't supersede.
And of course, you know what he's talking about.
What about their own emotions?
But you can't take emotions to court.
These are what the judges are doing in their courts. they adjudicate based on sentiment and emotion.
No, they adjudicate based on facts. If you ask me, you table your facts, correct? Because now let's this is even a perfect example. The president's Chicago result, of course, has been spoken about, and they said Atiku has gotten the result on one hand, and now he needs to proceed to, of course, take it to the court. But then there's been rumor prior to that time that the president never attended Chicago University. But then it's just a rumor. We cannot base our facts on rumors. We have to present something. But then now, of course, the public opinion looks like it's swayed. We have some parts that, of course, is supporting the president. We have the other part that is supporting probably Atiku or Obi and all of that. But then CJN coming out trying to say the public opinion does not count. It doesn't supersede the Constitution. Do you think the Constitution should, in one hand, be able to bend and say, oh, let's add just a little bit of emotions to the Constitution and say, oh, the will of the people should supersede the Constitution?
You see, in everywhere in the world, or in any society, rule of law and justice is a cardinal principle of every society. That is why a Stone Age was abolished. You understand?
Yeah.
So that we have how we will govern ourselves, how we will trade, how we will interact, how we will acquire education, how we are going to travel without being captured or as a slave. You understand? Mm-hmm. So, in the absence of justice, then we are no longer a society. And if the Chief Justice of the Federation is telling us that our own opinion doesn't count, and they few judges, 3 to 5, will sit in a courtroom and change or somersault our Constitution and Electoral Act based on emotions, then where are we? All what the appeal tribunal disqualify evidences that they squash or disqualify or dismantle or whatever language you use, they are all valid evidence. But they
said there's no local standard.
And based on technicalities. Technicalities is what? It's emotions. You understand? So they did not give any room for even appeal. Even the Chicago certificate we are saying, the Supreme Court will decide not to admit it.
They might.
You understand? Because it has been ruled in appeal in the tribunal. And it's what the tribunal said, because of lack of evidence or is not part of or is pre-election matter. But how many pre-election matters that senators, state assembly, House of Rep where the election was dissolved? Like Plateau State, the whole of the state assembly, I think it's the state assembly, no House of Rep, were removed based on pre-election matters. I think there is a governor who was also removed based on pre-election matter.
All right.
So what are they telling us? These are the people that judge based on their own emotions. So there is no morality for them to come and say that our opinion doesn't count. While in our own constitution, the constitution said we the people of Nigeria. So who are...
All right, let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, thank you, sorry.
Good morning. Good morning, Elder Zion. Go ahead, please.
Yes,
Have 1 minute.
regarding the nominee, that's long today. There is nothing new in it. And it's something can happen to anybody. So we're supposed to learn that God has the ultimate power over life. Whenever he desires, he will take life without consultation. Having said that, Akpabio made a mistake. He cannot perform the duty of a medical consultant. Which does not belong to him. There is a clinic. I've been to National Assembly many times. There is a functioning clinic with all the to-date materials. He's supposed to say, take that man to the clinic for prompt attention or call the medicals. But he decided to talk about the sun, sugar, and the water. So that is where I find something.
All right.
Having said that, please, we have the analysts today. There is this controversy going on between Atiku's party and Tinubu's own about the release certificate from America. Two of them are claiming victory. And I don't know why. So, since we have somebody that is more enlightened than us, let him give us the explanation, the reinterpretation of all those certificates or documents that was brought to given to Atiku.
Okay.
Now, Atiku is claiming victory. Tinubu is claiming victory. We Nigerians, we don't know which one to follow.
All right. Thank you, Elder Zion.
Thank you very much. God bless all of you.
God bless you too, Elder Zion.
Every staff.
Will do. Thank you so much. Amen. Thank you so much, Elder Zion. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Hello, are you there? Okay, I think I should just...
All right, a quick one before we move forward. Yesterday we had a lawyer on ground, of course, and I asked him a question about the possible effects of actually the result, because some persons have said you wouldn't be able to tender that same result to the higher courts, that's the Supreme Court, because of course you are moving over documents or appeals from the tribunal over to the Supreme Court. But then I remember that particular, because he's a legal practitioner, he said in some rare cases, it's possible for you to actually submit those documents. And of course, there's still rumor everywhere that, the result that was tendered is not the same thing as what the president submitted with INEC. And now, what happens?
You see, in the last judgment of the tribunal.
All right, just give us 1 minute. Let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning. Okay. I think.
All right, let's go ahead.
The last judgment of the tribunal struck out that evidence and call it as pre-election matter. Because it's the question of eligibility.
Eligibility, yes.
You understand? And both the president and the vice president have the same issue of eligibility. But the tribunal throw it away. Now, what the Supreme Court need to do, you understand, is to say we are going to, or we take, or we are bringing, or we are checking, or we are putting the evidence of pre-election to determine is these people truly qualified to be to contest that election. You understand? That's where they will start. But if the Supreme Court decide not to admit the evidence, then
and it's their own prerogative if they have to decide or not.
Yes, because now in Bayelsa State, it happens in Bayelsa State. It was the deputy governor that was having for the certificate, what they call it, and the same Supreme Court after the election, they were elected. A day to their swearing in, the Supreme Court cancelled their election based on eligibility and give it to the PDP man, Diri. You understand? So it happens in many places. It happens in Senate. It happens in House of Assembly, state assemblies, local government councillors, and so on. So the president is not exceptional. He's also a Nigerian like all of us. You understand? If he submitted a forged document as alleged and swore an oath, you understand? Then definitely he committed a perjury. He's not qualified to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But having said that, what Elder Zion was talking, that victory for PDP, victory for APC.
Hello, good morning. Sorry, let's quickly take this call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Mr. Balagana.
All right.
Mr. Balagana.
You have 1 minute.
I'm calling from Mina, Niger State.
Oh, great. 1 minute, please.
Yes, I want to talk on this certificate issue of the president.
Okay.
So this is unfortunate what is happening. No matter what, for a number one citizen of the country, certificate should be a controversial issue. We have similar case when President Buhari was in power. That is all APC. But finally, it was later when the WAEC issued a statement. And yeah, but this to Mr. President Tinubu, his own case was seemed to be a different case. This one from Chicago University. Because there are still controversy up to now. We don't know which is which. Because the PDP lawyers, they are in support of that. That is against Tinubu. While the APC people and the government, they are in support of Tinubu. So who are we going to believe? The people that are supposed to be neutral in this case is ANEC, but ANEC is keeping quiet. But the ANEC is supposed to verify whether the certificate is correct or not. The one that is on well, ANEC is keeping quiet, so are they really independent?
All right, thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you so much. Very
you.
Well said. Oh, please land on your thoughts. Our time is fast spent.
So from the Atiku camp, Atiku said he's going to have a world press conference today in Eradua Center. You understand? But they haven't give time, but we'll wait to hear the time. What if Atiku reveal what is the document that he received from the state from the Chicago University, then the APC from the camp of Tinubu will also respond to that press conference. So from there, Nigeria will know what really happened or what is happening. But the fraud is already committed by INEC and the APC itself.
So how do you think that this actually affects us internationally?
Internationally, you see, anywhere in the world, Nigerians are the best, whether as a student or as a worker. We perform excellently. You understand? Overseas, they like Nigerians, they like our talent, our knowledge, and so on. But now that we are start having fake certificates and fake certificate issue, then definitely it's going to affect us. If you remember the last administration of President Buhari, the same issue of certificate, he doesn't have that secondary school certificate in Nigeria, but they now went, the same people now went to United States of America, where he had a course and got the certificate of the course he had in United States of America as a colonel, I think as a colonel, before he was promoted to brigade. So these are the issue. If you
thank you so much.
I honestly want to sympathize with the people of Zamfara, Sokoto, and Katsina for the adoption of this girl. You see, this thing, we have been warned since 2008 when Tony Blair came to Nigeria for save your school, fence your school, and we didn't do anything. And today it's getting to us. I'm afraid to take my daughter to boarding school.
And that's what we were even saying, that a lot of people will definitely be scared of that. Thank you so much, Habib Gajo. It's always a pleasure having this talk with you, even though our time is fast spent. We have so much to talk about, but then that's the all we can take.
Thank you so much.
All right, our viewers at home, thank you for staying tuned with us on The Press today. This is where we draw the curtain. I remain Messi Babajide.
And my name is Annabel Orji. Good morning and have a very blessed day.